So hey, how's it going out there? My voice is pretty lousy tonight, but I'm going to try to make a video because it's been a while. And well, where to start? I don't even remember where I left off. It's been such a long time. Probably my voice was a little better, but what are you going to do about that? So I won't talk for long. I don't think I have a very good speaker. I have a new computer, but it's a real cheap one. That was kind of like William Shatner. Alright, so let's move on real quick. I moved to Maine. I think I might have said that. I also lost some videos in the last computer because when I found out my house had mold in it, my doctor, who's a mold person, said to get rid of everything, including computers, and just put it in storage until you can deal with it later, which is what I did. So I left Texas, went to Maine, and now I've come back. I've returned, and I'm happy to be back, but it's been real stressful. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, and today I'm restarting on a medication to try to address some of the infections that I've discovered that I have. And just to recap my story, is basically, I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny, but I did a long time of taking psychiatric medication, and I stopped it. I restarted on an anxiety medication. I don't recommend you do that. And then I got like some kind of stomach flu because I just did. And for about a year, that just got worse and worse with all sorts of symptoms that don't really translate onto a video. Sort of like neuropathies and brain fog and stuff like that. But I lost a lot of weight, for sure. I was probably like a lot heavier. So, okay, when I look at the video of myself, it's very distracting for me to continue to think about what I'm trying to say. Alright, so then this last year, I started taking baths in my bathtub following something called the GAPS diet protocol to help with my digestion and the reflux problems I was having that were brought on by a flu or a virus or some sort of infection. And then things just got worse. Then I got all stressed out that I had an STD, even though I didn't have. That's a trigger point for my anxiety. I hadn't had any contact that would lead to an STD, really, except for some girl that I wasn't really chasing after, who wanted to give me a big wet kiss. And so anyway, I probably should have fought her off a little bit better, but it's been a while since I'd had a big wet kiss, and all that happened really quickly. But then I got all paranoid about it because some weird stuff started to happen. But what it turns out really happened was that my immune system was just really crapped out because after being on mass amounts of psychiatric drugs and antibiotics, and then getting a flu, and then turns out my bathtub that I've been spending all this time in was really toxically infested in the structure with Stachybotrys and Aspergillus mold, and so I kept getting more sick and more disoriented. There's even a Alex video where I had just come out of the shower and I'm kind of bloated and totally spaced out. So I had to leave the house, and I had some genetic testing I proved to have a rare genetic combination that made me difficult to detox the mold, and because my immune system's so messed up, I have sort of developed opportunistic infections since all this started, that I've discovered in stool testing, and so now I'm trying to get rid of all these infections, and I've still been taking the anxiety medication, which I take them so that I don't have anxiety, but the anxiety is brought on by not taking the medication. So, that's one of the reasons that I started with this trial of videos, was that I wanted to get the word out to what can happen in unfortunate situations with overloaded of psych medications, and to start people to at least do a little bit of thinking for themselves. And I have realized that a lot of people are just not going to be capable or have the time to do that, but there are some people who would like to take a little bit more of the burden of the questioning onto themselves and away from their medical practitioner. And in the future, I think this is going to be even more important. And so, like I said, now I have several infections. In the course of trying to treat my gastro infections and get off my benzodiazepines in the summertime, I may have caused my infections to get a lot worse, because now I have a lot more systemic problems, when most of the problems before were sort of localized in a couple of spots, and now they're all over the place. So hopefully, I don't know, there's like one scary scenario that just sort of bums me out about just through this whole thing. And this is just, I'm not a doctor, I haven't made a video in a while, so let me just say that. But anyway, so I just want to see, I haven't been able to identify what type of protozoal infection I do have, and I have some odd symptoms, and so in my vascular system, and vascular inflammation, and and hormonal problems that may be due to insufficient blood flow. So, okay, that's about where I'm at. I'm going to do a fertility test and see the analysis of on that end. Fingers crossed that the problem is just some minor bacterial infection that can be cleaned up with antibiotics that don't junk my immune system so that any of these other infections can spread around, but we'll see. So this is an update from a little before Christmas. A year ago, seems like 10 years ago, but I feel pretty good, so relatively pretty isolated, but pretty good, and stay off drugs. All right, bye.